Hello. Guess what I have? A banana. Yes. So, back for another week. So, in December, I was working on Strafe Client, my game engine, and I made a visualizer that shows things for the face, edge, or vertex of a mesh. It'll like highlight it. And then I never used it to actually debug the physics algorithm that I intended to use it to debug. I also implemented a new algorithm, another one of Trey's amazing algorithms, and it again worked flawlessly. And it worked so flawlessly that my old algorithm that it was replacing, it works better than the old algorithm, and that's bad because it doesn't the overall the like code that receives the correct answer doesn't expect to get the correct answer. That's how good the code is. Oh, if you ask Trey for an algorithm, you're in for a treat. Oh, the banana is a little bit green, a little bit of a green banana. It's still all right. I open it from the human side and not the monkey side. So, what do I actually plan to do today then? I want to work towards having a visualizer for the algorithm. I think that's very important. I think that it'll. Uh, ah. I think it'll enable the deep debugging that I need to do for the algorithm. Okay. So let's see about doing that. Oh yeah, I was also looking at the camera offset thing. I just have finger stuff, banana finger stuff. Okay, so I remember somewhat. Uh, so here is the old game engine. So what did I imagine? I imagined like moving through the world, and then I pause the game, and then I'd be able to like look at my like paused location. I'd be able to like look around and then use the mouse and like highlight objects, and I would have some sort of velocity, some sort of future path where I was paused. So like if I'm paused right here and I'm moving this way, I'm going to fall into the trigger. And so I would trace the path through space, but based on what the cursor is hovering over top of, highlight the closest point on the highlighted object to the like animated path position. So like imagine this is one of the BHOT platforms and I'm going like over top of it like this. It would highlight the path and like animate it going across the surface. That's what I imagine. I think that would be enough information to like debug the algorithm and go like, oh, it's wrong. Which like it's very definitely wrong. But it's so difficult to look at numbers and figure out what's wrong. I really need to see it. Oh my goodness. So much banana particulate. Potassium. No. I can't stand my hands being dirty. It's hard eating bananas. Okay. So the branch here, I actually made this work. Have I shown this on stream? It's really cool. Check it out. Web client, trunk serve, bow. All right, so I am serving a web page right now. If I go to said web page, whoa! This is in a web browser. So this is a Strafe client converted map playing a Roblox bot file. I hacked it all together like a year ago, and it took a while. It took like a day to rebase it on the new version and like figure out why it was having a bug. There was a bug a year ago where it would resize and double in size every time it tried to draw every frame until it ran out of memory and then crash. Fantastic. And it turns out that was just like I forgot to disable the bug in HTML. Apparently there's some sort of like thing you need to write in HTML to make it not do that. So fantastic. Forgot to turn off the bug mode on the web browser. Yeah. Rookie mistake, really. But I hope to use this technology and have like in-browser playback. You could just like imagine like Five-Man's website, except it's official, and you like go like, whoa. I don't like the way this works. You click on this, what? Nothing happened. But you have to scroll down. You have to like figure out that it's down here. Hi. But like imagine this. You click on the time and it goes like boop. And it just plays the bot. That would be so cool. This is so cool that it's like running in the web browser and it runs fast, well enough to like actually work. What is the GPU usage? 50%. I wonder what the frame rate is. I don't know. There's my shader source. Ooh. Okay. So that's one of the projects I want to do this year. But while December is still fresh in my mind. I do want, and I can't really work on other things because the something is down. The staging system. Stop sending instructions when paused. Okay. F crawler viz. Well, let's see what this is. How did that happen? Piece of fluff. Okay, I finished building. Yeah, so this is the visualizer. It shows the face, edge, or vertex. That's closest to the hitbox. And so the hitbox is a axis aligned bounding box. Well, no, it's rectangular prism with an arbitrary rotation that happens to be axis aligned. I would like to replace it with a cylinder, but it doesn't work. So if we go through the map to the cylinder part of the map, yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Nothing seems to go my way. There's a part of the map that has cylinders. Is there? What am I? Yes, there is. The log part. So this is the main bug I'm trying to fix. You just kind of go through walls, for free. And that is because the new algorithm to find the closest point returns the correct value. And then the algorithm that's tracing the closest point to determine the point of contact is wrong and was wrong in the first place, but it happened to work well enough when it received a wrong answer. Okay, so here is the cylinders. You can see that like this algorithm works beautifully. That's the closest point on this edge. That's the closest point on this face. There's many faces, many edges. And then if I go around here, it just perfectly works. It's just perfect. There's no problems. So that's what leads me to believe that the algorithm is correct. And then what leads me to believe that the tracing algorithm is wrong is that I can go through it anyways, even though I can clearly see that the result is correct. I just kind of go through it. Banana. You're the banana in my life. So what are the things involved? The camera quite buggy. Oh, is it lagging? Oh my god. Why, man? If I stop this. Invalid pointer. Man, that bugs me so much. Why does it suddenly drop the encoding FPS? Yar. Okay, so there is something I can do today, and that is make the visualizer visualize something. So this becomes complicated because if I'm trying to like draw a point tracing across the surface, the closest point, it doesn't especially work because that math doesn't exactly exist. What is app? Oh. No way. This is the only string in the entire file. Wait, concat is real? Huh. Oh my goodness. No way. It's the only string. I deeply, deeply love that. The window title is the only string. We don't do that around here. We don't make strings. Abba gabba ding dong goo. So no need. No need. I need to just like start banging it out. So, do I have a? How can I? So I have cleanly separated the physics here. I think I've tried to do this before. Where I have, excuse me, a paused physics, and that was actually on Roblox bHop. What I was wanting to do. So imagine you're playing the game, and then you're like, "Oh damn, I want to practice for a second before I continue." And so you enable practice mode, and then you like practice a bit, and then you go back and continue your run like nothing happened. Um, so it would be kind of like spectate, where you can like you can spectate someone and it pauses, and then you go back. I tried to make that for Roblox bHub, but it didn't work out. And I don't really remember why. So let's see if I encounter the same problems. So I'm going to have to edit the session here. We're going to have a snapshot. Replay simulation. Is that real timer? Session simulation debug raycast print model if changed. Wait, where's the print? Looking at code. Cool. Really? So what am I looking for? What do I need to do? Well, that's the end of the code. I was looking for where the simulation actually runs. Oh, there it is. Advance. Oh, that's replay. Oh. How does it work? Simulation. Oh. Simulation idle. It's right here, right? Ugh. Run mouse interpolator instruction. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Wait. Oh goodness. Mouse interpolator process instruction. Wait up. Session. Mouse interpolator. How in the tarnation? Oh. Oh. Well, that sucks. Do I do it before and after? Wow. Wow. So this is where the physics runs. So session is an instruction emitter and consumer. So where is the trait implemented? Oh god. Is it here? Do I do it for everything? Physics instruction. Mouse interpolator. Surely not, right? Session. Where's the trait implementation? Oh, this is it. Oh crap. What? Wait, what? Oh my god. Okay, so here's the explanation. So mouse interpolator consumes raw input instruction. Mouse interpolator emits physics input instruction. Mouse interpolator consumes do step to move on to the next emitted instruction. Oh god. Session consumes session instruction, forwards raw input instruction to mouse interpolator. Session consumes do step, forwards do step to mouse interpolator. Session emits do step. I'm 100% lost. Did I remove that? Because I'm not seeing this do step. Thank goodness if I removed that. Pop timeout. Okay, goodness. Okay. So step instruction. Surely that exists somewhere. Yes. Okay, so it's down here. Ah, here is what I was looking for. Ah. This is where it runs the physics. Next instruction, interpolator. So it's just pulling whatever the next instruction is up from the mouse interpolator, and then to process it, the pop, and then wow. Oh, it goes in. INS set time. What? What? God, what is time? Set time? INS time is T. T? Self time. T? Oh, it's the generic. T equals time, and oh god, it's so undescriptive. I wonder. I don't know. Okay, so I can kind of see what's going on here. This is a rather nice design here. It's like a very small but powerful abstraction, and all the fields remain private. It's like sewing the instructions through the system while keeping the struct fields private. Very cordoned off section design. The mouse interpolator is what used to be absolutely atrocious, and it still is like an insane piece of work here. Push unbuffered input. There's so many edge cases just because the operating system doesn't timestamp events and doesn't tell you when the mouse does not move. If you could ask, like, did the mouse move? And the operating system's like, no, then I wouldn't need all this code. But alas, that's a different issue. Like, dude, I have to like time out after 10 milliseconds if there is no new mouse instruction saying that the mouse didn't move. And assume that the mouse didn't move. And then it has to like change its time pacing to be like behind by 10 milliseconds or up to real time based on whether it's receiving a continuous stream of mouse events or the stream stops. So like unbuffered is like it will immediately run every instruction. Initializing, it's waiting for one more mouse instruction, and buffered it contains one mouse instruction, and it runs up. It like runs up to the last mouse instruction every time a mouse instruction is submitted. 3 internal states just because the operating system won't tell me that when the mouse stops moving. You would think like, oh, what an obvious optimization, right? If the mouse isn't moving, you don't need to say anything. But that's not true. Saying that the mouse doesn't move includes information. And that information is when the mouse did not move. Actually, this would be simplified even if you emitted one instruction that says the mouse is now not moving. That would work. Explicitly saying the mouse is now not moving instead of like having to time out waiting for the mouse to stop moving. All right, I'm totally off track. Can I? What? You can use the forward and back buttons to go to the previous cursor location. That's nutty. Okay, so that's how it works. It goes like that. Right there, that's how it works. I should not need any of that precision engineering for debugging stuff. That sort of thing is reserved for... There's a lifetime? Oh, God. Real? Okay, I need to just like do it, okay? I just need to do it. Earth. I think it's another simulation here. Oh, I don't need to get frame state. That's true. That's true. What? Is there regular body? There is. Okay. Timer time. What is cam? Oh God, right? How big is this? 40 bytes. Golly. 32 bytes. Swap. I think it can work. Okay. So what happens now? Debugums. So I can go like this. Debug simulation. Option simulation. With like proper spelling. 3 weeks ago. And then what does that do? So now I can steal the simulation or clone it actually. I believe I have clone. Surely, right? Oh my god, thank goodness. Okay. So I should add clone to this guy. Hey man, I heard you want a clone. And then I'll need some sort of looping. Oh. Yeah, never mind actually. So this just needs the physics state and a paused timer, which is wild. I could just say time. I don't need the paused timer. Surely. All right, right here. Play. What? View state. Oh. Okay. Okay. So now we do. Let's go with private. Debug. Debug context. That's not very descriptive. Simulation will work. So not real. Not real. So we're starting from Bubba time. And then we say Hallelujah. How big this is? Nobody know. Okay. Like, probably you want it up here. Right? You want the big one up top, right? Why would you not, right? Why is it? Oh, I'm dummy. Okay. Okay. I don't need to. I don't need to do that. Okay. So we have a debug simulation. It has the current time, the loop duration, cycle, and it doesn't need this. Good evening. Wait. No. AM. I switched to Neri. I've been trying to do that. I haven't been able to bootstrap it. Like for myself, not like some official bootstrap process. Scrolling is golden. So I have heard. I am not actually interested in scrolling. I am more interested in a stable tiling window manager. Sway crashes. Hyperland just kind of sucks. Like it's just pretty, but like the back end stuff is bad. Like for this monitor, it can't run at high frame rate. It like bugs. It like it's wrong basically. The back end of Hyperland is wrong. They use GNOME desktop portals. Yeah, I'm most interested in like a correct implementation where like it draws and it's just able to like run everything asynchronously. It doesn't like lock up when like one window stops rendering or other annoyances. It's just like implemented correctly with sane sanity. Sane sanity. Oh bugger. Okay, so we got this debug simulation. A paused simulation which displays its future, a loop, a cycle, a period of its future, traced over the model under the cursor. I don't know. It's a little bit long-winded. Basically, I boot up Neri and then I like try to use a hotkey and it doesn't work, and then I exit it. I'm just so impatient. I'll be right back. A large part of the problem for me is actually my keyboard. The Windows key doesn't work because MSI decided that you need to run an app in order to have it work, and obviously they only developed that for Windows. This is a backup keyboard. I should really just buy a new keyboard because the keyboard I was using broke, and I had this one lying around. I've been using it for like a year and a half. Get a Wu Ting. Oh. So it actually does need a timer. AMD, the ultimate hardware. I have a ridiculous monitor. AMD hardware does not excite me. How do you do things with computer? Look at this crap. 4K 240 hertz. Think I can run that with an AMD graphics card? I can barely run it with a 3080 Ti. There is no AMD GPU more than 10% faster than the one that I have right now. And this is from, what, 5 years ago now? Dude, come on, get it together. Make a competing graphics card. Good headroom. Yeah, that's really the sweet spot. I want the AMD driver. Intel, I'll consider it. If they made a graphics card that was like fast, twice as fast as the one that I have now, for $1,000, I would buy it. The only thing in the world that's twice as fast as this is the 5090. But I'm not rich yet, so I have to wait for that one. So I think that this is... I do need the paused timer. Yes, so this is how it works. Boom. Timer paused. So it converts session time to physics time. Wait. Am I stupid? Am I stupid? Did I write it? I totally wrote it with two generics, didn't I? What the H? Need a second GPU. Yeah. You gotta do it. Virtualize Windows for Fortnite. Do they allow virtual machine? I play Fortnite. I don't play Fortnite. I played Fortnite before it was popular. I was like looking into the Unreal Engine and it's like Fortnite free. And I was like, okay. And then I loaded up in the game and then I heard someone and I quit. I was like, no. Okay, so right, timer code. Common timer. Pause. Scaled. Oh, my dummy? Oh. Okay, I just got it wrong. Okay, I just double dummy. It's not this, it's scaled. Oh, no. It's timer paused. Timer. Something, I've done something wrong here. So timer has pause and unpause. But we just need a timer fixed. Timer fixed. I forgot. How do you do this? T pause. T is scaled and then paused, right? Common timer. Okay. So, what is a timer fixed? I cooked this pretty hard. The code is kind of messy, but conceptually it's very, very awesome. Quan, you are my idol. I want to be just like you. Sitting in an apartment, writing code 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Let's go. Going outside? No. I wish I wrote code 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Timer fixed. So it's a timer which is either paused or unpaused, and that is part of the type. So it's type state. And it also knows whether it or not it can be scaled. So what does that mean? So you have this like zero size type for paused, zero size type for unpaused. Then you have this real time timer that just offsets the timestamp from like the session time. So like it starts at 0 when you launch the game, and then it counts up from there to the simulation time. So that's like the physics simulation time, which you might want to like reset if the map changes or something to 0. So that only has an offset. Or it can be scaled. And both of these are part of the type. So you can specifically have a timer that cannot be paused, or a timer that cannot have time scale. And I didn't have that in my Roblox game. So I have like invalid states which are representable, where the root timer can be paused. The root timer should never be paused. The root timer can be scaled. The root timer should never be scaled. So I'm like refining the concept of what it means to be a timer. So yeah, the code is a bit messy, but it's very type safe. I chose not to choose time copy. Okay. So timer fixed, scaled. So the idea is that I would take the simulation timer, pause it, and that would give me a paused timer. I gotta say. It gave me a paused timer, and I must have a paused timer to create the debug simulation, because that is described by this type. Making a soft game. I don't know what that is. Timestamps instead of text. Tickless is danger. So tickless is good for precision, but it doesn't scale well when there's a lot going on. So if you want to have like a bunch of physics objects and like thousands of players and whatnot. I mean, you can still do thousands of players, but like you kind of are forced to stop the world for every single thing that happens and advance by milliseconds at a time for every single event that happens. I mean, that's not necessarily true. You could totally like subdivide the world and like parallelize it, but that only gets you so far. I guess that you literally have to do that no matter what, even with like just like physics simulations and stuff. You do have to handle every event, or else how would you have physics? Ugh. But like, I don't know, writing it all down, determinism is good because then you don't have to write everything down. Yeah. Yeah, because then you can imply events with determinism. So then, no, maybe it's fine, because maybe you have inputs are that's your like network stuff is the inputs for each player, and then the world physics is implied and deterministic. So you don't need to replicate all those things. Can that integrate with Tickless? Yes and no. If the physics can affect the player, I guess if you don't care about the precision, then you can just throw it away. Okay, I that's not as incompatible as I thought. Okay, so gosh, I have to write this. I've written like 5 lines of code here. Okay, yeah, that's a paused timer. Yep, that's a paused timer. It's paused. Look at it says it's paused, so it must be paused. Yeah, I don't have a special duration type. You got to go hard with the types. I wonder if I can reuse Euclidean point versus ideal point. I guess you can. It's literally the same idea, but with time. That's kind of cool. What did I call my branch? Geometric algebra, Euclidean point, ideal point. It's probably ideal point. No. Oof. Euclidean point? No. It's gonna be here somewhere. Ga Euclidean point. Of course, it's Ga Euclidean point. But of course. Um uh Ga. What did I write here? Yeah. Yeah. Point. New type of ideal point. Euclidean points can be offset by ideal points to create a new Euclidean point. Two Euclidean points cannot be added together. Subtracting two Euclidean points gives an ideal point. So the idea is there's a distinction between offsets and absolute positions. Which one is which? Point is absolute position, and that's a Euclidean point. Ideal point is an offset. So you can add as many offsets as you want together, but you can't get an absolute position unless you have a reference point, or aka another Euclidean point, or I guess, just one Euclidean point. And that's the same for time. So this can be renamed to like absolute versus relative. Absolute position. So I could name this like absolute, and then all of this just works for time as well. On-screen celebration. I don't know what that looks like. Oh my God. Why Twitch? Why? Gamification. Oh my God. I didn't even see it. I don't have it. I didn't have it like running. Oh my God. Forever lost to time. Oh my God. I think I'm gonna. Oops. Absolute. And then I'll say. I think that's more understandable. Rename to absolute. And then I'll say like, this can be used for both position and time. So yeah. When the timer pauses, it becomes absolute. Yo. I don't have a type for that. Scaled. Real-time offset. Oh my God. So the pause timer does need to remember its scale. That's so interesting and so irrelevant to what I'm working on right now. All right. Okay. Face crawler. The debug simulation. So I'm trying to make it so that when I press like a debug key, it swaps the simulation, it clones the simulation. It clones the simulation into a debug simulation, and then it goes like, and it's like looping 1 second of future of that moment, and then I can like dissociate from that moment and then look at it and use my mouse to hover over objects in the world and trace the closest point along the surface of any object my mouse is hovering on to that animated position. So kind of complicated. I think I can do it. I tried to do this in Roblox BHop before, but I didn't have as like clear cut of structs, really. I basically just needed proper structs. Everything is just so jumbled together. What's a physics simulation? I don't know. Roblox TS TypeScript. Yeah. RS. Abandonware. I've seen the guy working on it. Abandonware is funny. Get, come on. Hmm. Hmm. Oh. This, my game architecture is like good. I think I can just extend this and it'll just work. Oof. Did I define modulo? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. So I just need like a couple little things going on here. Gosh. So So to construct it, we provide a simulation, and I guess the cycle duration as well. And then the game. Physics is simulation.physics clone. Straight up, easy clap. And then timer is simulation.timer.pause. Can you do into paused? Bool. Bool, that's got to be paused. Is that like... It's so undocumented. I can't really grab it. T. T. Well, oh, I have it. Duh. Okay. Match simulation.timer. It is literally just an enum guy, and I can just like blast it. Bam. If it's paused, Great. Clone it. If it's not paused, great. Pause it. That is so easy. Okay. D, D, I. Oh my god. I don't think that works, right? Type definition. Oh, clone copy. Wait. Oh, clone copy. Clone copy. Clone copy. Yeah. Okay, so then this one. Watch this. Timer fixed. Dot into paused. Yeah. Wait. Oh. Time. That's session time, right? Session time. Didn't you say you were a shy person online? More just like a hermit. I'm like totally fine with not talking to humans. So I don't seek out involvement. Hey yo. Expected timer scaled, found timer fix. Self. Oh, I edited the wrong function. Great. Yeah. Oh, never mind. That is the right function. Okay, let's go. We go. Non-const method. You're lying. You're lying. Oh, is that a goddamn trait? Is that a god... Const. I've got a... Frick. Okay. I could do it, but like, whatever. Like, it just doesn't matter. Const. Clone. How do you survive if you spend most of your time online? I'm waiting for people to accept my pull requests. That's only recently. It's not really online. Dude, have you seen how many pull requests I opened on the Roblox Dom thing? I literally have like 30 pull requests to Roblox Dom. The poor maintainers. And that's after I opened 20 last year. Look at this. It makes it 29% faster to decode files. Let's go. Everyone using Roho benefits. Let's go. And then they don't merge it. Merge my pull requests. Why is it so bad to not socialize with people on Roblox dev community? I don't think that's what Evan is saying. Okay, so we have created a new debug simulation, and it always works, whether the simulation is paused or not, in a completely type-safe way. There's two cases. If the simulation was paused and you try to create a debug simulation, then we can just extract that inner type that's already paused, and now we have a paused timer. If it's not paused, we extract the inner type and convert it into a paused timer. So we only have to do that conversion if it's unpaused. It's just like using the timer is a sight to behold. The timer code itself, not a sight to behold. Don't understand quite. Yeah, it's a not normally human brain. It's a antisocial people, not people person. Oh my god. Okay, fantastic. So now we can construct this debug simulation, although gosh, none. You don't got none. Okay. So now I need like a it's not that hard. Here we go. Hello, you are here. You are window? Well, I don't know why this is where the code is, but session control J. What should my debug key be? Do I have a P? P is stupid. B. Surely. No. B is copy recording into replay and spectate. Of course, of course, of course. M. Debug, debug. H is a debug key, right? Debug simulation. S. S. Yes. S. Yes. Okay, and then it's like,
debug simulation? I've never heard of that.
So then we have to go into the session instruction, which doesn't exist. Is it really up here? Is that allowed? What? Okay. Debug simulation. And then adding this here, pressing S, will make a new error elsewhere. No way. And then now we have an error here. Wow, I can't believe how local this is within this one file. Idle. Toggle paused. Load into replay state. Skip forward, toggle pause, change map. Okay. View states, whatever. Okay, whatever. Instruction. The control instruction called control. Oh my god. Wait, what is that? Is that correct? What? Okay, give me that. What? Debug simulation. Oh my gosh. So then, howdy dude. Oh. I guess it actually. There's no going back, which is interesting. Oh my god, the abstractions are so powerful. Like, I was thinking like, oh, so I'm like dissociating from my simulation body, and then I'll need to go back in. But I don't actually need to go back in. It just makes a clone of it, and then displays it. I would need like a delete key to undisplay it, but like whatever. I just not press the button. I'll just like not merge it to the master branch. Okay, so debug simulation. All you do is say self dot debug simulation equals sum self dot Debug simulation. New self.simulation. Time is time. And cycle duration, we'll call that time 1 second type situation. What? I'm dummy. Who wrote that? All right. So then time is not real. INS.time. Yeah. And then this is session time. Physics time. Oh, come on. Okay, physics time. 1 second. Real. Okay. That was pretty damn painless. I can't believe how like modular this is. So it just goes like, and it copies the simulation, and it creates a pause timer at that moment. Now I need to display it. So that was so painless. Press H to debug simulation. Bop. 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 But wrong. Debug simulation. Like all of this is like easy clap. Do we compile? Surely. Holy moly. So easy. How many lines of code? This is 28 lines of code, and it's mostly new code. Oh, I literally don't need... it's literally all new code. Holy. I just have this mistake. Wow! All in one file, too. Damn. That's so good. Okay, so that is the like internal state of what constitutes a debug simulation. So I go in the game, I press H, and it's I just hurt my finger. It went. I press H, and it clones the current state of the simulation, and then it does nothing. But I can use that cloned state of the simulation to display it on the screen as a face crawler visualization. I thought this would be so much harder. 27 lines of code. My abstractions are goated. Thank you, Rust compiler, for forcing me to write good code. This is heaven. Okay. So I want to draw a cylinder. No, I want to draw the hitbox. Ooh, that's kind of hard actually. Because I don't have, there's the hitbox is like physics only. I don't know, I can worry about that later. Let's see. What if I just draw a box? I'll just be like, yeah, it's the box. Draw it. It's the static box that lives in the binary. It's the box. draw the box. It doesn't really work like that though, because you gotta upload it to the GPU. Just game engine things. Mesh. Bro, I wrote a mesh shader to draw a circle. That's right. That was kind of silly. I did learn about mesh shaders though. Ugh. How? Staging belt is very cool. No way. Staging belt. Oh gosh. I'm getting cold. Gotta put on my cool hoodie. Cool. More like I'm cold. Yes, the code. So this is code that updates the GPU buffers that contain the... No, there's only one. It's... Oh, is there... There's a one buffer each that contains the debug information. It's easier to just show. It contains the two vertex positions that I'm trying to draw the debug visualization at. Gosh, that's such an annoying way to do it. Okay. Oh. Model. Self to debug models. So there is a buffer for each model. There does not. There could be a one global buffer and that would work. Because it's just overwritten every frame. Why am I doing it like that? 32 bytes used to tell the mesh shader where to draw. Vertex, it has the same length for both, but you only use the first one for drawing only a vertex. Like this. I'm pretty sure it doesn't need to be on every single model. It, like the data is local to the model? Yeah, there's no point to this. What should I do about that? It's annoying to do this right before drawing where it has to go, and it's just like just to write this, figure out the model, but like it still has to figure out the model. It just doesn't need all of these different buffers. It could just be one global buffer. What if? Yeah, no, I mean, I could like draw a bunch of them. That's true. But like, draw mesh shaders. So silly. Um, Stream is dying. Yeah, it keeps happening when my GPU hits 100%. It happens. It's been happening ever since I got the new monitor. It's way more demanding. It's 3 times more demanding or something. Honestly, I'm impressed that the GPU. I'm more impressed that like a lot of the tasks that I do are performant enough to be able to run fast. But like in terms of pixels per second, let's see, 3840 times 2160 times 240 divided by 2560 by 1440 by 165 is my old 3.2 times more demanding. Oh my god. I need a GPU that's 3 times more powerful. My old GPU was just right. 3.27. Oh my god, bro. Like, does that GPU even exist? I don't think it does, right? Is there a better GPU benchmark? 3080. This website is so weird. Why can't I just go here in the beginning and use the better search box? Okay. So like it's not even 2 times better. According to this benchmark. I do know that this is not very accurate. Like the benchmark is measuring something, but like a lot of things are quite a bit faster. Cause like I remember the 4090 was way faster as well. Value. I'll just get rich, and then it's no problem. Why is there no DirectX 12_2? 2021 is crazy. It's kind of crazy that this has so many samples. $3,000. This worked out really well. Okay, so I have a debug simulation which I want to display. Wow. Just like bust down in the graphics code. I could. So it actually just doesn't matter. I can start. So I have tickless math. So I can just start anew, start fresh every time. I don't need to like inchworm the state and accumulate it. I can just start from where it was and go to here, then go to here, then go to here, then go to here, then go to here, and that will like animate it correctly. And like also that'll be good for showing the bugs. I don't know. Uh, so that's not real. Closest Fev, not real. It's kind of real. It's a little bit real. Wait. Oh, it's doing it. When is it doing this? Whatever, just do it. It's doing it right here. I'm updating it one frame late. Why am I updating it one frame late? That seems like a throw. Yeah. So what is this? Physics? Yeah. Okay. So I didn't realize it actually has all of the information. I could totally just freaking show it. I could do it here. So trace ray. We do not care. Closest Fev not inside. And then trace. Real, 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 real. Wow. Ah. Yeah, dude. These are freaking immutable. God, I love Rust so much. The immutable function signature guarantees nothing will change. And I never use interior immutability. Well, actually, the graphics does, but whatever. So, basically, this is a infallible conversion that does not need to happen right here. So how does it, why is it, Oh, I see. It doesn't matter. I see. Hmm. So yeah, no, this function is actually something else. I should define it on fev. Fortunately, we have Minkowski here as well. Yeah, okay. So this is fev Minkowski mesh A. And then it's a public function that does mesh 0 self, and it returns something. It returns a fev transformed mesh A. Ah. Da, 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 da. Self. No. What? Oh. Okay. Easy. Easy. Okay. Boom. Mesh 0. Boom. Except it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Who are you? Self. Physics data. What? Minkowski mesh. A. Minkowski mesh A. Meshes Minkowski. It dies right there. So the lifetime is actually not important here. But yeah, because it wants lifetime may not live long enough, and I can't say like nothing, because like wait, what? No, 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 no. I can't say nothing. The Minkowski is created here, so the lifetime ends at the end of the scope. And this is like, oh, you have a lifetime A? Well, screw you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Russ knows something I don't here. Yeah, okay. God. Okay. Mm. Mm. You know what? What if I just say they're two different lifetimes? That would work, wouldn't it? I'll do that if it's a problem. Okay. So we have this closest fev. So what do we just go like closest fev mesh 0. And easy. Oh, it's option. Ew. 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 Okay. Map. Fev. Fev mesh 0. Go for it. Do you use your second GPU to stream? Believe it or not, that's a bad idea. Okay, so I do have the lifetime problem, so we're gonna go here. And we're just gonna say, hey man, I know you want A, but like, it doesn't matter, man. Here's B. GG. And then this now does not matter. We do not care. And then we can actually rename this to A. That's GG. Okay, I didn't expand upon that. Okay, so I have 2 GPUs plugged in. And you are thinking about doing the same thing. There's 2 GPUs, GP1, GP2. Unless you have a capture card. No, even if you have a capture card. Well, no, yeah, you're kind of right. But also, okay. So look at this. Okay, so my motherboard has 16 PCI Gen 4 lanes total. 20, I think. So in order to get 16x, I cannot have 2 GPUs plugged in. Plugging in a second GPU measurably decreases your performance even when it's not doing anything. Just by nature of plugging it in, the PCI bandwidth is halved and you lose performance. So it makes a new baseline or a new cap. It lowers your highest performance potential just by having it plugged in. And it's not that bad. But like if you're hoping to increase performance by like offloading, then you probably didn't realize that it would actually decrease your performance in that way. That's just one of several ways that it decreases performance. So you can see I'm encoding on the 3080 Ti, the main GPU, the same one that's running the displays. And that's important. You may know this part because the video information has to get to the hardware encoder somehow. So if the video frame is already in the memory of this GPU on the left, 3080 Ti, then the encoder can just like directly read that memory with 0 copies. But if you're forcing it to encode on the other GPU, well, now both of your GPUs are plugged in. It has to transfer every frame it needs to render across the PCI bus using up bandwidth. And probably there's enough bandwidth to go around. But like if you're playing a game, the game also wants to use that bandwidth. And if it's like doing something heavy, like loading the level or something, that's going to have contention with the transmitting all these video frames across the PCI bus, which is like gigabytes per second of data. It's like a gigabit approximately. Yeah, so it sounds good, right? Oh, I'm offloading my GPU. But that's not especially true. You're also introducing all of these other unnecessary tasks that it has to do. And the GPU is already designed to have this dedicated silicon that's purpose-built to offload the encoding task. So, like, you know how Shadowplay uses like 0.1 CPU, 0.1% CPU? Amazing. That's because of the 0 copy of being able to direct. It's just written well so that the GPU uses the dedicated pieces, and all of the like synchronization barriers are set up to like do this in a pipelined, streamlined manner. It's designed to work like that. So yes, there is a tangible performance hit for recording gameplay, but that may not be as high as it is when you're doing it on the second GPU. So you also mentioned a capture card that does bypass most of the issues. But of course, now you're transferring from the capture card to the GPU instead of from one GPU to another. No point in having separate streaming PC other than if you're running other software. No, a separate PC. If you have a capture card, you've isolated the streaming job from the like gaming PC. So separate PC is like I would think it's annoying. I think it's not necessary. It's expensive, but it's convenient and inconvenient. It's like good for like if you expect to have crashes or something. Like imagine you're doing like, I don't know, kernel development or something, and you expect to like reboot and test. I guess you were doing kernel development, you're using a VM. Yeah, no, it doesn't really apply. You don't really ever want to have your window manager be unstable and like test on metal. So I guess, yeah, no, it's most useful for things out of your control, not for development. So yeah, so if you're playing a game that you expect to crash and you expect it to brick your computer, well, crash your computer, now we're talking. Because now your stream doesn't die when your computer dies. Unless you already have two computers at that point. Yeah, so I think that streaming PC has the most value when there's instability in an area that you cannot control. But if you expect your computer to be stable, then it's probably more trouble than it's worth, because now you have to have like two sets of mice or like some sort of like remote control software, and you have to like start up both of them all the time, and it's a lot of hassle. Yeah, capture card does change things. You know what I want? I want a GPU with a built-in capture card. I think that is like the next level for streamers, where like you just plug in your monitor, you just go whoop. Like, yeah, no, you can just take it from one GPU, plug it into the dongle, split it into the second GPU. Like, all problems solved. There's no like PCI bandwidth contention. There's no getting the images from the capture card across. There's zero copy because it goes directly into the GPU memory. Holy, that is the next level for streaming. Oh my god. Computer cord plugged into itself. It's like this, but like just from HDMI cord from one GPU to the other GPU. Obviously, there's no images of it. You just have a short little HDMI. Funny. Pro console streamers. Yeah, it just makes sense. you put the video stream where it's going to go. It has to go to the GPU because that's where the video encoding, the hardware video encoder is. And then you could do all the compositing GPU side. It just like, oh, come on. Someone put a capture card in the GPU. I wonder if the like capture card companies lobby NVIDIA to not do that, and they've already thought of it or something. If you want a GPU just for encoding, apparently Intel Arc is really good for that. What I've been saying is that having a GPU just for encoding is not a good idea in the first place, especially for streaming. If you have some other special use case, like you're always running video encoding for some reason, I don't really know why you do that. If you're like transcoding live streams from elsewhere, like it's just, there's not a lot of use cases where it makes sense. So like, sorry, I'm kind of a video encoding hobbyist. I know a lot about this. There was one day where I was like looking at video files and I went like, okay, I'm tired of not knowing what's inside a video file. I'm going to learn FFmpeg. And then I did. I just became a hobby to like do video encoding and stuff. So, what if I have a giant media collection on my media server and I can use GPU encoding to compress it and make it smaller? It still doesn't make sense. CPU encoding is almost always higher quality. You really have to crank up the quality on the GPU and down the quality on the CPU to even like reach that. Like the main purpose of hardware video encoding is to offload the encoding job from the CPU so that it doesn't bog down your computer while you're recording. So live streaming is like the prime use case for hardware encoding. If you're trying to compress videos, don't use GPU encoding. It is fast, but you can just use lower settings and a fast CPU video encoding codec, just like SVT AV1. It's fast and higher quality than GPU encoding. Just like it doesn't make sense for anything other than live streaming and having a second GPU. Yeah, so the reason why I bought a second GPU was because I was doing a virtual machine, and at that time, the second GPU was doing the encoding because I was using Looking Glass to do that. Take the video frame from the virtual machine, send it across the PCI bus, and then now I'm running OBS on Linux on the second GPU. And so now everything is kind of there. But that's really not the same situation as like two GPUs like this. So I have two GPUs plugged in right now so I can use AI because one GPU isn't enough VRAM. I run everything on the primary GPU otherwise. And I do actually take a performance penalty for having it plugged in. I should totally have like a AI server. Take the 3060 and throw it in a server. How much VRAM does the 1660 Super? I think that's the one I have. I think it's 6 gigabytes of VRAM. It's not enough. AI. It's the AI. AI running. Jellyfin and things like it uses to transcode between formats in real time. Yeah, but that's different than a second GPU. Intel Arc, fantastic. That is like almost. That's probably the optimal GPU for if you don't have a spare GPU and you have a media server with no GPU and you want to be able to support a lot of clients on your media server. But like what is even then, like what is the CPU doing when it's what is your server CPU doing if not sitting there churning through the video? So yeah, if you have multiple people watching things at once, your CPU may not be fast enough, and the hardware encoder is. So once again, that's like offloading from the CPU. The only reason to use hardware encoding is offloading from the CPU. And the main use cases there are live streaming and media server. But other than that, there's not a big reason to get a second GPU. It's not as efficient as you think. Like, oh, wouldn't it be efficient to take all the work off? But it just creates work you didn't think about. Would you say a GPU setup in that case is overkill with, say, a family of 4 using it as once? I mean, if the GPU is $200 and you can afford that, if it makes you happy, like, oh, my media server has transcoding. What I do is I just don't transcode. Like, are they using it locally or are they using it remotely? If they're using it locally, just don't transcode. Just what do they call it? Direct play. Just set it up to direct play everywhere. Make sure all the clients support the formats you're downloading. Sorry. I know too much. That was a big distraction. Okay, so what was I doing? Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. That's kind of crazy. So let's change the comment here and say update model under cursor XD new. Good Lord. Every single time. I only need to do it to render. Surely. Right? Shouldn't I just do it in render? And then like it literally doesn't matter any other time? Oh, don't press that button. Oh, Wayment. Dude, okay, I idle first. Let's go. Oh, gaming. Okay. So the simulation advances, then you do the cursor, then you get the frame state, then you render. Holy moly. Oog. in the right place. Update. Do it. And then this is like I don't know. We'll just call this. I was considering building a server with Arc. Hold off. I see it if I need it in the first place. Yeah. Like, okay. So basically, browsers don't work with HEVC unless you carefully set it up. So on Windows, you can do that by installing the codec extension from the Microsoft Store, but it's hard to find the free one. Windows does come with a license for it, but then on Linux, you're kind of out of luck. You can't play HEVC in the browser. So like HEVC is kind of like if your clients are playing from the browser, HEVC bad, and maybe you need GPU encoding if you're going to have lots of clients connected and you're going to store in HEVC. But if you're just doing H.264 or AV1 and your clients are new enough, the browser can do hardware decoding. And phone will work. Mobile clients have a lot better hardware decoding situation. Yeah, so it really matters whether or not you can direct play and how many people are going to be connected at once if you cannot direct play. Okay. So I wrote those code. So I also need to. So that's the closest fev. Where's it called from? Right here. Hup. So option. Can't I fev crawl? Self. Help. So I go like this. Whoa. Relative body. Gah. No. So I'm gonna need to like look. Yeah. Where? Oh goodness. Transformed mesh. How I do that? It's gonna be like this. Relative body. Hello. Relative body. Oh. Wow. Oh my god. Okay. Easy. That's easy. Okay. Easy. Well then that is how it be do. And then mesh. Who did this? I see. whatever. Oh, self. Wait, am I? Lower bound, upper bound. Is HEV proprietary? All of the MPEG codecs are proprietary. So H.264, H.265, H.266. H.264 is also known as AVC, Advanced Video Codec, something like that. H.265 is also known as HEVC. H.266 is not really, it's kind of dead on arrival, but it's also known as VVC. They made a big mistake with HEVC with the patent pool, where there's, look at this. So here's the HEVC patent pool. Companies using a video codec are glad. They're cheerful to pay for it. What they hate is when they don't know how much they need to pay. And that's the situation with HEVC. Is if you're using HEVC, you do not know how much you need to pay, because the patent pool situation is insane. Who do I pay? What? So H.264, the license situation is simple. You have to pay, but you know who to pay and how much to pay. HEVC, no idea. So that's why HEVC has taken so long to like be used, is because of how difficult it is to pay for it. Generally, HEVC is not used unless the license fees are paid by the codec, the hardware decoder manufacturer. So like that's why browsers don't have HEVC as well. And that's why the only way to get it is to enable hardware decoding, so that the entire patent situation is just brushed off and pushed over onto the hardware decoder, and like the hardware decoder can deal with the patent situation. Some videos I get on Discord don't play. Yeah, depends on many factors. Yeah, and so they've made the same mistake with VVC, so it's basically dead on arrival. I believe VVC is technically better than AV1 by a little bit, but AV1 is open source and free to use. So like, why would you use anything else? AV2 is also in the works. So like, use H.264 if you want your video to work. Use AV1 if you're trying to like chase good compression and you're not worried about some of the clients having incompatibility, because you control all the clients or something. Other than that, there's not really anything worth using. AV1 downloads may be hard to find though, because H.264 is so ubiquitous. 99% of all internet video that's not on YouTube is H.264. The video you're watching right now is H.264. I exist inside H.264. I am being transmitted. Okay. Okay, so lower bound, upper bound. I don't know how to express that. Should support AV1. You should definitely check. It's even though it's been out since 2018. I think it's had hardware decoders. Oh no, that was that the specification when the bitstream was frozen. I don't remember. There's been hardware decoders since like 2019. It takes a long time for people to like upgrade their phones. Also, phones haven't had AV1 decode for that long. Qualcomm, if you look here, Qualcomm is one of the patent holders for HEVC. So they were hoping that people would give up on AV1 if they didn't add it to phones. So they kind of held out and was like, no, we're still working on our hardware decoder for AV1. We can't quite add it to the Snapdragon chips quite yet. Just wait a little bit longer. And so phones have only had AV1 decoding when they finally relented for like 3 years or something. And when it could have been like 6 years. And much farther along. So yeah, conflict of interest, industry, incentives. I'm a big AV1 fanboy. I've been in the AV1 Discord for such a long time that I have the early adopters role. I've been using AV1 for a long time, ever since. So when I started using AV1, the encoding speed was so slow that it would have taken me a year to finish encoding a movie. A year. And I was running that thing for like 7 months, just like checking in on it. How are you going? Are you moving along? Little video encoding. But now, the video encoding is much faster. So now you can encode. I was encoding my live streams, which is 1440p, 120 FPS recordings, faster than real time at very high quality. So it was like 140 FPS encoding, I think. So, and that's like not the fastest settings either. The presets go for SVT AV1, the AV1 encoder you should use. The presets go from 0, the slowest, to 13, the fastest. Now I was using preset 7, so it goes faster. Actually, the SVT AV1 encoder is more CPU efficient than X264, the H.264 encoder. If you didn't know, X264 is the software that encodes the video. H.264 is the video codec name. So X264, in terms of CPU cycles spent to achieve a certain video quality, SVT AV1 is more efficient at spending CPU cycles to achieve video quality than X264 is. And X264 is super mature video encoder. X264 was optimized by weebs who wanted to encode anime. And like, well, you better believe that they tried hard. And actually now the same thing is happening. SVT AV1 is also being optimized by weebs. Let's go. I don't think my CPU supports AV1. You mean like the integrated graphics? The major PC hardware vendors were very fast, relatively fast, at including AV1 decode for the hardware. NVIDIA was the slowest, I think. I was upset that the 3080 didn't have AV1 encoding. I was also upset that it didn't have DisplayPort 2.1. Patent pool. So I need to call this function. So this is like running the physics face crawler algorithm in order to then display it. 2080 Super doesn't support AV1. It does support AV1 decode. But yeah, no encoding. They kind of went pretty hard. NVIDIA went pretty hard for AV1 encoding on the 4000 series. And then even harder on the 5000 series. Just sucks that it's so expensive. With a 5090, it has 3 separate encoder chips on it. And you can reach 375 FPS in 4K encoding AV1. It's mind-bogglingly fast. I want it. My 3080 Ti, I didn't realize how fast it was. The peak encoding speed can reach 250 FPS in 4K with HEVC at the lowest quality preset, which isn't that different from the highest quality preset. Hardware video encoding is very inflexible. So the difference in quality between the lowest encoding effort and the highest encoding effort is not that big. It's only a few VMF points. Video metric, I don't know, the Netflix video quality tester that says like, oh, your video is quality 80. Your video is quality 90 compared to the source quality. It's only a few points different from the lowest preset to the highest preset. But the speed difference is like cut in half or more. Totally different than CPU encoding. All right, I gotta call this function. I gotta call the function. No. What? Is this a FEV on both? FEV face. It is. I see. I think I have a hair. God damn it. I'll be right back. Gross. Hairball. No. Bound. Bound? Crawl. Bound Time. Okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Mesh. Okay. 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 Surely. Whatever, I'll just make it a function. We'll just call it like trace or something. Crawl. Crawl. Oh, it goes like this. Crawl. Mesh. Relative body. Self dot. Crawl. It says steals it, deals it, wheels it. So I'm gonna bump Bev right there. Simulation self. This is me. Body. Okay, we're gonna say body like this. Body, and then this is body. Bode. Bode. Body dot. Is that right? Body position? I don't know. The body position is not always aligned with the present. Yeah, I might need to do like a minor crawl to the present or something. Mesh, model mesh, yay! And then time. Oi, transformed mesh. Oh, I'm dummy. It's this guy. Oh. fake scroller. So then up here we can go like, yeah, we just want a fev. Give me a fev. Fev. Just any old fev. Nobody, we do not care. Fev. We do not care. We do not care. Oi. Real? Real? Oh, dummy. Oh, real? Okay. It's real. Yeah. So there's, it doesn't know. It doesn't know. Okay, so how do you know what time it is? Yeah. Is that allowed? Maybe that'll be good enough. Haha. Okay, so then this guy, don't be doing like that. We just, whatever, just, and then that returns option fev, and we just blast it straight in. Oh no, we have to map it to mesh 0. Blast it. What up? This method takes 3 arguments. You're lying. So then time. We need time. Who did this? Time. Time. So what do you do? I'm gonna call it loop time. And we're gonna let loop offset equals time dot get Euclid time one second. I guess get will work. So we warp every 1 second, and now we have warp, and then divide by 2. And then loop doop time plus loop offset situation, and then okay, so this is a bunch of work that doesn't need to happen. Should I say, oh, sure. So I won't override the variable. Then I can do this here. Call this loop time and do physics time. Help physics time from raw, and then go like that, and it definitely works. Oh, I'm dummy. Real. Okay. So then that's code. Did I just do it? Am I done? Just okay, just go. Why did fixed wide rebuild? So what would I be missing? I need to like go and then press H. Okay. I am not sure. Okay. H. Oh, it's wait. Huh? Loop time. Display animated crawl. Something like that. What? Oh. Ah. Okay, I see. I see. I see, I see, I see. Wait. I don't think I made anything based on anything. Yeah, okay. Simulation time or simulation physics simulation. Yeah. No. Okay. It's wrong. So I need to do no. 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 Session. Oh, it's a session. Oh my god. Okay. Oi. Okay. So no simulation. Yeah, so we're going for this from that. Yeah. So if debug simulation sun equals self dot debug simulation. I'm simulating. I guess we can do let else return. simulation. And then yeah, it just is that easy. Trace the physics body, my good men. Oh, look at that. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey. We can do debug simulation dot cycle duration as well. That's easy clap. And then we can do oh, that's interesting. This is different. So I can put this back in here and say debug simulation dot timer dot time 0. What? That's so great. It like duh, it's a paused timer. Obviously, it doesn't take any arguments to give me the time. That's crazy. Okay. Give me the time. Give me the time. So then that's the, yeah. So I was just kind of like doing it wrong. Surely. Oh my God. So, no. I still want to see the hitbox if I'm being real. That's something that is, oh, that's, I mash into the sign. H. Look at it go! Do you understand what's going on? Oh, it has a face. Whoa. Dude, oh my God, it needs the hitbox so bad. So, okay. Imagine the hitbox going like this. Like where my cursor is going. Streaking across the screen. And it's displaying whichever. Wow, this is a really good visualization. It just needs a few more bits to really come together. I can't believe how cleanly that went into the code. So it's showing the closest point according to an animated time future snapshot loop cycle time loop segment of time of the future of a simulation of under the mouse of. There's a lot going on. It'll make more sense if I draw the hitbox, but I need to do that. How do I draw a box? Help, I need to draw a box. Stop! Put me back! Okay. It's so CPU intensive, it lags the stream. I think it's the other bottleneck. I think it's GPU Let's see. Is it? I don't know why it's doing that. It's not a very intensive thing. I don't know what it is. I think it's like my compositor is bad or something. Wow. Wow, it works. Wow, wow, wow. I did not expect to do that today. I did not expect that I would be able to do that. But that was really clean. It just cleanly patched. What? Oh, here. 78 lines of code. And like one third of that is just moving a function to somewhere it should be. And like other like little fix ups that should not be part of this patch series, that should be part of an earlier one. Debug simulation. Wow. I kind of hard coded the timescale there. Okay. Okay. I draw box. It just makes it. It's just gonna make everything clear. Graphics. How should I do it, man? I don't got the box. I don't got it. Okay. What if I just make it go? I don't have a thing that generates a box. I can't just easy say draw a box. Test scenes. Like, look at how much crap I need to like test scene builder, mesh model, push mesh instance, and then I like have this unit cube function that's from another module that generates a cube, and like, oh my god, that's to draw a cube. It's just to generate the cube mesh. I don't want to add this as a dependency. I don't have a cube. Just need to draw a cube. Just draw a cube. Draw a cube. Just draw a cube. Dude, it can't be that hard. Well, it should not be that hard, but it is that hard. Look, I add 2 cubes. Need it. I don't know. What's the best way to draw a cube here? It's so silly. That's why I hacked this together here in the first place, was because there was no easy way to make a test scene. So I made a test scene builder. So what I'm going to want to do is draw the hitbox as it is, which which means I also need to draw. So I have physics model from model. I don't have. If I had a physics mesh to graphics mesh converter, that would work. Yes, then I could do it like here. I'd go like, oh, hey man, that's physics. The it has to be graphics. Here, this is my model. So it would not be part of the map. Physics is first. Put the physics. So generate models self graphic state. So I don't have like a style changed function here. If you change styles, your hitbox could change. But I haven't implemented that yet. What time is it? I might get called away soon. The visualization is like done. It just needs an animated hitbox. You know what? Would I be able to tell? I don't know. Let me run it. make it smaller to try to not lag. Actually, if I go here, it'll be faster. Alright. Oh dear. So, if I H, H. So, this works. Oh. Yeah. But then look at this, look at this. Oh, obviously. H. Really? That's what I expected. Hmm. Okay, I think I've had an idea of what the problem is. Maybe not. That's so cool. And yet it doesn't work. Why does it like freeze there? Oops. So there was one time where it looked like the closest point would like walk onto a vertex and then stay on the vertex. But I haven't seen that again. What I have seen is it will just like give up. Is the stream fine? It's not fine. Why is it not fine? Bro, it's so bad. It's not because it's using GPU. It's just because it's rendering fast. And the like synchronization doesn't know what to do because it's just rendering too fast. Encoding overloaded. It's not though. Like, look. Encoding is absolutely not overloaded. It's just that either OBS isn't working with explicit synchronization, or the composite I'm using is like slow and weird for whatever reason. Okay, so apparently it just doesn't matter. It's just gonna be slow. God, that's so cool. Watch this. So like, think, okay, H. So when I pressed H there, think about the path, the future path that I was going to take, and imagine it going like this from where I was. And it's displaying the closest point on this object to that like animated path position. It would really help to have like a, just like show the mesh moving, right? But it just looks so perfect and correct. The only time I've seen it wrong is it just displays nothing. So I have yet to see this be wrong, but you just fall through it so often. So it's probably to do with when it's close, right? Yeah. Okay. Huh. I wish I could display it for just display the position. So the session is creating a debug simulation with a cycle duration. Let's make it 2 seconds. Oh wait. Surely I don't know. Oh. Is that a hit? That might be a hit. Yeah, I really need to like keep working on this. Hmm. So what happened? Why is it showing nothing? This one's clearly working. Why is this one showing nothing? So whenever I see it, it appears to be working perfectly. Whenever I don't see it, it was because I was too close. I don't know why. Why would it show nothing? When does it show nothing? So of the code that I added, it's supposed to always show something. This is infallible. Body time. Is this wrong? But it should always give an answer. Oh, okay, 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 okay. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, so the only case where it doesn't show anything is when the algorithm says there is no closest fev because you're inside. So either I'm pressing H too late and I'm already inside, or it's thinking I'm inside the mesh when I am not. And that's the bug. And the bug has nothing to do with the algorithm. It's from what I can see, the algorithm is perfect. The algorithm is perfect. So the closest fev not inside algorithm is perfect. The minimum difference algorithm is perfect. The crawl algorithm is perfect. I have not seen either of them look buggy. It's just not returning. It's returning none sometimes for some reason. Is intersecting return none? Well, this is amazing that I've done this. I can't believe you've done this. Um, I should really squash this and that with the lower comments here. Ugh. Mesh shader. Ugh. The bug. Hell yeah. Debug graphics. The bug. Debug graphics. Golly. Wow. Why do I fall through the ground? Yeah, so it looks like when you get too close, it thinks you're inside for some reason. Um, but also not. Yeah, I need to get too close. The rhythm thinks Fev inside? Question mark. Display hitbox mesh animated. Display line connecting closest points. Well, that's good. My inner training says I need to stop streaming because I have done so many times. I'm not sure I've actually found the source of the problem here. There may be a bug after all. And it's just not obvious because the algorithm has so many code paths and like it makes it easy to succeed when it doesn't hit an edge case. Would it say no? How does it say no? Right. Okay, so okay. So it says like, hey, no. No. So either that is wrong or that is wrong or I am wrong. This is something to ponder. I think I will stop streaming. I've done well. It's difficult to get back into these things and like start making progress. I say that, but like I just like made the visualizer that I've been humming and hawing about for months in one day. It was very straightforward. And it worked. I really want to display the mesh because like it's hard to decipher what's happening without it. But like if the mesh is there, then I go like, oh look, that's the closest point to the mesh, and then it's easy. Yeah. Well, I will be back tomorrow. I know I say this and then sometimes I don't come back, but I always intend to come back when I say it. I'm just a little bit ADHD. I just am unable to sometimes. Yeah. Good progress with the visualizer, but I didn't actually find any bugs like I thought I would. I thought that the animation would play and it would go whoa or something crazy, and then that would be it. But it seems I'm going to need to keep digging. But I believe that what I've created here will continue to be useful years into the future. Hopefully tomorrow I can add a mesh for the hitbox mesh, and just make it draw. I'm not sure what kind of hacks I'm gonna have to pull off, but working on stuff too. Yeah, a lot of people say that. They're like, it's like you're working, so it makes me work. I'm the work ethic distributor. Keep working. All right. See ya.